This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
Views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL. However, we do encourage you to like and share them on social media and with all your friends and neighbors, because Joanne's Nutrition World in downtown Fort Piere at this time presents Joanne's World of Nutrition with the one and only Joanne Seeger.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's having an incredible morning. I'm really excited about this show. It's a quiz show. For all my listeners and newbies, this is the time when you get a little gift for answering some really easy questions. So I hope I'm right. I would love to hear from my listeners. I know sometimes it's hard when you're driving or you're feeling a little shy, but they simple answers, and you will get a gift from the Wellness Center of one of our services, but not the massage, sorry. So either PEMF, Ion Foot Detox, or infrared sauna. So if you are a local, and I do have some people that drive an hour and a half to, actually a couple is coming in this weekend for 3 hours away. The Wellness Center really is incredible. So I would like to gift anyone that has answers to these questions one of the services, so my listeners can check out the Wellness Center. All right, but before we get to the quiz, we have to do our breath work. And our breath work, it's May. I can't believe it is May already. So I really had to think of what type of breathing to do, and I decided I haven't talked about the box breathing method in a long time now. So Cliff, do you remember the box breathing method? Sometimes people call it the Navy SEAL method. Do you remember that one? We did it a long time ago. So basically, you visualize a box in your mind, and then mostly it's a 5 count on each side. Some people will do 3 or longer, but 5 is the norm. So you breathe in for 5, you hold for 5, you release for 5, and you hold for 5. Now that's 20 seconds, obviously. See, look at the math skills I have. 5 times 4, right? So we're only going to do it 2 times. But this probably is the most popular breathing method besides the Wim Hof method. So if you want to check it out online, there's lots of visualization you could do with it. Some of them use sound, some use beeps, some of them you just do this little line around the square. But it's 5 in, only using your nose, hold for 5, out for 5, and hold again for 5. All right, so can you handle it?
I think
Perfect
so.
counting, sir. All right.
It looks like, logistically, it looks good on paper.
Right? It looks good on paper.
Okay.
So, again, let's
for 5.
relax our shoulders. Let's just really make sure the forehead feels loose. Don't tense anything up. You'd be surprised how much we tense up our muscles, especially in the neck and shoulder area, without intention. So let's relax our under our earlobes, our chin.
After the final hold.
Okay.
So
we're going to breathe in again.
Then we'll breathe in again. Okay, so one more.
Yeah,
in.
so 5 seconds in, 5 seconds hold, 5 seconds out, 5 seconds hold. And I always tap my fingertips. So we did this about a year ago. This was our breath work we did, and I would always tell people, count with the fingertips.
Okay.
It makes it a little easier. All right, so we ready? Let's exhale out any stress,
now,
relax the muscles.
If I mess it up, correct me.
No, don't worry. I think you're going to be fine.
I'll probably
no worries.
All right.
All right, here
Let it
we
all
go.
Out. Okay, in, ready, in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release 2, 3, 4, 5.
See, you did it. You're a pro.
Wow.
And do you know that the Navy SEAL still uses that breathwork technique today? When my brother was training for Navy SEAL, he said they still use the same breathwork.
Those guys probably will hold their breath for like 45 seconds.
Right? Well, it's great, again, to bring oxygen in the body, calm the parasympathetic system, calm inflammation down, just helps you focus. So I hope that everyone continues to do that as we're discussing the quiz questions. All right, so everyone, don't be shy. Call in 340-1590. All the services are worth $35 each. You can choose which one you'd like to try. So here we go. Drum roll. All right, there you go. That was good. All right, so the first question, okay, and this has many answers, okay? So that's why I made it the first one. So what is the first thing you can do each morning when you wake up to start the day well? Okay, so I think that's a very vague question done purposely. So
Besides waking up.
Yes, so one, you have to wake up, so that's a given. You don't get a prize for that answer, okay? But just something to start your day well. And I would love it if listeners told me some of the practices they did each morning to really start their day well.
So there's possible multiple answers, right?
Lots of multiple answers.
Okay.
I mean, when I've been doing sessions with my coaching clients, I have discovered that there are the morning people, obviously, that are ready to go, jump out of bed, and they want their list to do. And then the other ones that kind of roll out of bed and really can't even think of anything until they do coffee. So I have to treat each client differently, and that's why I would love to hear what our listeners are doing to wake up well in the morning. So again, question number one is, what's the first thing you can do each morning to start your day well? And I've spoken about at least 6 things, if not more, on the show multiple times. So hopefully you know the answers.
Okay.
All right. So the next question also has multiple answers, okay? So I'm going to give them out every 10 minutes. I'm going to give all the questions out. And so whichever one you want to answer, I will repeat them unless they've been answered and then go over the answers in depth. Okay, so the next question is, what nutrients does the brain need to function at its best? So what nutrients does the brain need to function at its best? And again, many answers for that one, and I'm going to be very flexible, okay? So what nutrients does the brain need to function at its best? All right, the next question. What nutrient works best with D3? What nutrient works best with D3? And some may say that D3 works better, and it has to be present for the D3 to work. Couple hints there, okay? The next question has to do with the Wellness Center. Hint, hint. You can use my website if you need help with these next 2 questions, okay?
Okay.
So joannesnutritionworld.com. There's a plug.
Yeah.
Right?
Spell it right. joannesnutritionworld.com.
JOANNES nutritionworld.com.
There you go.
Yes, my husband did a great job on the website. All right, so what are the 3 types of infrared in an infrared sauna? So what are the 3 types of infrared that are in an infrared sauna? All right. And the last question is, what does PEMF stand for? So we have a PEMF device, and the first question I always get at the Wellness Center, what does that mean? What is PEMF? All right, so those are the questions. So we have a caller.
Yes.
Awesome. Good morning, Betsy. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
Which question are you going to answer this morning?
Number 1.
Okay.
And I just recently heard, and I've been doing it, that you should drink 8 ounces of water when you get up first thing in the morning.
Oh, Betsy, I am so happy because that was the main answer that I wanted everyone to say, right?
Oh,
Water.
yes,
So
water.
Yes, water is so critical, and a lot of people have the ritual. I know Gwyneth Paltrow, I don't know if you remember, but about a few years ago, she was always shown with this huge water bottle where she put lemon in it, and she would just guzzle it first thing in the morning, and it really promoted a really good step of the day. So, Betsy, do you know where my store is?
Yes, I do.
All right, wonderful. So your name will be at the register. So whenever you want to book a free service, you have the choice of the Ion for Detox, PEMF, or infrared sauna. So please just give us a call, or you can book online, and it will be free.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks,
Thank
Betsy.
you for the good advice. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, that was wonderful. Yes, so obviously water is definitely the most important to start your day. Your body all night long, whether you were only blessed with 4 hours sleep or 10 hours sleep, it is recycling cells, it is rejuvenating tissue, it's repairing everywhere. So it needs water. It needs water to get all that waste product out through your kidney system, your liver, even your sweat and your lymphatic fluid channels. So you want to start your morning with water. I always emphasize, I'm pretty honest on the show, that I do love my coffee, even though we've done an incredible job at cutting way back to like minuscule amounts of caffeine in the morning. We still love our decaf organic little mushroom mixture that we drink. Because it's, it's warm, it's bitter, and I get that. But really the first thing the body wants is a nice room temperature glass of water. If you want to make it, into something more fun by adding lemon or apple cider vinegar, go to it. But really just good old water needs to be the first thing you hydrate your body with. All right, so again, there's other things you can do in the morning to help start your day perfect. So I would say if someone wanted to research maybe some of the answers, hint, hint, it's the Miracle Morning episode that I did on the show. So the Miracle Morning has 6 steps to make your day be more effective, more healthy, just feeling like you got a grip on the day, okay? So if you want a hint of the type of answers I'm looking for, if you go to miraclemorning.com, there's going to be lots of hints there, okay? It spells it out real clearly for you, okay? There's an acronym that they use on the website. So if you go to miraclemorning.com, I've been doing it every morning for at least 2 months now, and it absolutely is an incredible way to start the day. All right, and the next question I'm waiting for an answer for is, what nutrients does the brain need to function at its best? And I'll give you a hint on that one too. The eyes and the brain pretty much are one. They work together, so think of things that your eyes might need. The brain loves them too, okay? And then the next question is, what nutrient works best with vitamin D3 to help it work better? You see it everywhere now. D3 is always sold with it now. What are the 3 types of infrared in the sauna? And what does PEMF stand for? And again, you can use my website to research a little bit. All right, so I'm going to mention one thing else about the Wellness Center, the Detox Day. If you haven't been to the Wellness Center, the Detox Day is incredible. It is $99. You spend 2 hours with us. You get an hour massage and 2 other services. Come with a friend. You're spending a few hours with us. Oh, we got another caller. This is getting exciting. All right, Debbie, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Which question do you want to answer?
Well, I think I know the PEMF.
Okay.
Pulse electromagnetic field?
Yes. I'm going to give it a yes, but the last word is actually frequency. But that's close enough. That's close
okay.
enough. That works.
All
Debbie,
right, thank you.
do you know where the wellness center is in the store?
I do.
Wonderful. So, like I mentioned to the other caller, Betsy, you can book online, joannesnutritionworld.com, and it will be free of charge. So there's a link to services and explains each service. So pick which one that you prefer, and then it'll give you the calendar where you can pick the date and the time. Or if you don't like going onto the computers, just give us a call and we'll book it for you.
Okay, perfect.
All
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie. Have a great day.
You as well. Bye.
All right, so the PEMF, I absolutely love this device. Many of us do not give it enough credit. I have decided I'm going to make it a complete topic for one radio show morning, but I do want to tell you the basics. One, with all the uses throughout the world for many years, in the United States about 45, 50 years, no side effects, no side effects. The FDA has approved it for 2 uses. The only reason it's only 2 uses is because it takes sometimes up to $500 million to get devices certified for use under insurance plans and throughout the country. So it's only about money that it's not listed for many ailments. But the 2 that the FDA approved in the early 2000s, 2004, 2007, is for clinical depression and to heal fractures that won't heal, so non-union fractures. Now, to me, if you just use your common sense on those 2, and again, that's because they put money, they can only list one ailment when they're getting tested for it. So that's a lot of money. So you put those 2 together, $1 billion. That's a ton of money. So the fractures that won't heal. Fractures, in the best case scenario, take a long time to heal if the person's healthy, eating right, getting rest, right? And so if you have someone that it's not healing and PEMF will do it for you, you know this thing is like miraculous, right? Because nothing else worked for it. So, and then clinical depression, we all know someone that suffers with depression, and it's really sad to watch them suffer. And the PEMF helps them. But that works with neurotransmitters, your dopamine, your serotonin, right? That's your gut health that I explained earlier. That's where all your neurotransmitters come through. So if the PEMF works, why is that? Because it decreases inflammation, helps the oxygen in your body, helps cellular turnover, tissue repair, helping the nerves. I mean, I can go on, and actually I think I'm going to until we get another caller. But first, I promise repeating of the questions. So we have the PEMF question has been answered. Thank you. The next one, I think this is an easy one. Again, you can go on my website. 3 different types of infrared in an infrared sauna. So there's the traditional sauna, which just has a heating element inside it to make that box really hot so you sweat. But then there's infrared that has wavelengths, okay? And they're called 3 different names, and they do 3 different things. So if you can list them, it is really easy if you go on my website. Okay, the next one is what nutrient helps D3 work better or just work effectively at all? And then what nutrients help the brain the most? And then the last one is what's a morning routine you can do, even just one thing to help you do your best that day. Okay, so we already had the water mention, but there's lots of other stuff. MiracleMorning.com, hint, hint. All right, so let's go back to PEMF. So pulse electromagnetic frequency. We have it as a device that is a mat that you lay on. Our device is from Austria. It was the first one introduced into the United States. If you go to Germany, Russia, Asia, they have been using PEMF twice as long as we have, if not longer. The PEMF is absolutely safe, even for pregnancy, infants. The only people they caution on PEMF if you have an electrical device inside your body, so a pacemaker or anything that has a battery. And, that makes sense, right? So there is the question, wait, I heard that, microwaves are bad or 5G is bad, cell phones are bad. So how is this healing tissue? Because this is just let's see, my husband's so much better at this lingo than I am. So those frequencies are really high, okay? The healing frequencies are lower, okay? So when you get those low healing frequencies, and I always think of it in my mind as music. So if you have a music piece, it is really like different instruments, different notes, and different pitches, right? So that's how the PEMF works. But ours has 14 Tesla coils in the mat. And then there's a pillow that's an 8-pound pillow that goes on top of you. I love the pillow. It just feels very comforting. And even though the pillow only contains one area, the mat gets all of these frequencies through the entire body. Most of the clients will say, wow, I fell asleep. I never fall asleep during the day. Or I feel so much well rested. My pain decreased. There was one study done on diabetic neuropathy where they had not only the numbness but some pain associated with the neuropathy. And in 12 minutes a day for 21 days, the numbness decreased in half. And that was using it only for 12 minutes a day. So it is absolutely incredible. I love it for pain in general, because think of what the alternatives are for pain, right? What do we offer people usually? NSAIDs, right? So your ibuprofen that you hear all the time, right? That the Motrin, the Advil, that there's risk of bleeding, right? And the side effects are horrific. So if PEMF can be a very safe alternative, I have wonderful people who have the best intentions, but they start giving their kids these NSAIDs, when they complain of a headache early on in life, 8 years old, 9 years old. So if you make a habit of what one of my mentors says, numb the brain or dumb the brain, right? So you either stop the brain from knowing that it's in pain, which another one said, I love this analogy, it's like taking tape and putting your engine light on your car when it's trying to warn you that something serious is going on. And I'll just put tape over it. If I don't see it, I don't know about it. Or it dumbs the brain where it doesn't know how to get to the cause and help fix it. So with the PEMF, it wakes the body up. It works with the body. It helps tell it what channels to go to. Where is the tissue damage? Where are the nerves damaged? Where do we need to decrease chronic inflammation and increase oxygenation? So to me, I would definitely look into PEMF, whether you can budget for coming into a wellness center that has one of these devices, or you can purchase your own. There's a lot of great devices out there that are very consumer friendly. So I would definitely look into that. All right, well, it is at the break point, and I hope that my listeners are going to get to a phone during the break to start answering these questions. I don't want to do all the talking this morning, guys, so don't be shy. Call in 340-1590, and it's a $35 prize. You can get to visit the Wellness Center. And if you're not local, then you can gift it to someone local. There's plenty of people that might not have the budget. I'll gift it to them on your behalf.
Hey, that's
right.
cool.
Right?
Yeah.
What a great idea. I just thought of that.
Awesome. Yes.
All right. So we'll be right back.
You're listening to Joanne's World of Nutrition on WPSL every Wednesday morning between 10:05 and 11. And we'll be right back with more prizes and more contests this morning and more chances for you to win.
Hi, Hi, this is Joanne from Nutrition World and Wellness Center. I am really excited to introduce new guests and topics to my show every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. here on WPSL, where my listeners can call in on any topic. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to find it. We want to help you become the best version of yourself. We'll have naturopaths, coaches. I am looking forward to sharing my years of experience with my listeners so we can enjoy this life journey together.
Visit Joanne's Nutrition World in the Kras Square, formerly known as the Arcade Building, located at US 1 and Orange Avenue, across from Fort Piere City Hall. Open Monday through Friday from 10 to 4, Saturdays 10 to 3. Taking appointments for the Wellness Center online at joannesnutritionworld.com or call 772-464-3598.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
We now return to Joanne's World of Nutrition on WPSL. Once again, here's your host, the one and only Joanne Seeger.
Some time with me this morning. I really appreciate it. I know life can get crazy, but today is the quiz show day. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I would love to give away some wellness services. So if you want to answer any of the questions I mentioned the first half of the show, you will get a free wellness service, either the infrared sauna, PEMF, or IM Foot Detox. And I just had a great idea before the break. If you're not local, just let me know and I can gift it to one of my local people that would definitely benefit from an extra service. So we were talking about the PEMF. One of our listeners was kind enough to answer that one, which stands for Pulse Electromagnetic Frequency. If you want more information, and again, I will do an entire show about this subject because it's very lengthy and detailed, you can go to drpawluk.com. So drpawluk.com. Dr. Pawluk is absolutely incredible. He is an MD that had the largest family practice on the East Coast back in the early 80s, and he had 30 practitioners in his practice, and he discovered that many people were getting the bleeding issues from the NSAIDs. And he realized that they were on this little hamster wheel where they all had to treat their pain patients the same way. There was no cutting edge help for them. It was basically either cut or give them medications that were either addicting or had tremendous side effects. And he would not stand for it anymore. So he looked outside of the box, which I love when people do that, even though it wasn't accepted, it was frowned upon, especially in the 80s. So he looked into acupuncture and actually got certified in it, 4 more years of school, absolutely incredible. And then magnetic therapy, which led him to PEMF, which is magnetic therapy is part of it. They call it the static part. Again, if you go to drpawluk.com, he explains this stuff so much better. So really, definitely, if you are suffering from pain, it treats so many other things as well. But I would definitely look into drpawluk.com. And if you are a YouTube listener, like sometimes I like just watching YouTube because it's easy and it's a little more entertaining than websites. There is a great one for him. It's over an hour, but it's definitely worth your time. And it's called Your PEMF Questions Answered with Dr. William Pawluk. So Your PEMF Questions Answered with Dr. William Pawluk. It's actually 2 doctors. So Dr. Yanni Witten is interviewing him, who is a pain doctor. All right, so back to the questions. I hope I get some answers. All right, so what nutrient goes best with D3 to help it work better? And then what nutrients does the brain need to function at its best? And then what is the first thing you can do in the morning to start your day perfectly? So I'm going to have to go into the answer for the one that says, what are the 3 types of infrared in a sauna? So that is near, mid, and far. Near, mid, and far. Our sauna is the one that's patented, the Sunlighten, to have all three built in. But there are other saunas that use all three. It's just not in one, let's just call it a tray, right? So the near, mid, and far are absolutely incredible, especially when they work together. But first, let's cover near. That's definitely my favorite. So when you're working with people, especially if they say, I just don't like the heat. I can't tolerate the heat. I feel like my blood pressure reacts with heat. What I love about near is you do not have to get the sauna hot for the near to be effective. It actually is more effective if your skin doesn't have extreme heat. Now, we never put the sauna to extreme heat level, so either way it's going to work. But the near can even work on cool skin. So it's not, some people really think that saunas only work in the respects of health because they heat your body up, kind of stress it out, and you sweat. Infrared saunas work completely different. That's why they're absolutely incredible and safe for everyone. They will not raise your blood pressure, absolutely the opposite, and they calm down the body and they don't stress the body like walking into a heat chamber that's overwhelming and stressful. So the near infrared light is an invisible light that the wavelengths are short enough where they work on your tissue. So think of the skin, promoting wound healing, clearing up acne lesions, anti-aging, collagen synthesis. I don't know about you guys, but now that I'm in my 50s, that sounds really good to me, right? I have so many customers that come in and their skin looks like their spouse was abusing them all night, right? They have bruises that aren't healing. They just, knock their kitchen counter trying to reach for a cup of coffee and their skin peels and is bleeding and it won't heal for, 2 weeks. It gets crazy.
So, sounds a little bit like what blood thinners do to you.
Yes, and sometimes it is a side effect of many medications, but then sometimes it's not. It's, we can fault poor lifestyle, lack of exercise, lack of circulation, lack of nutrients. Like, for instance, bioflavonoids, that's that inside white part of a lot of fruits and vegetables, the pigment that is like bitter. That is incredible to help stop bruising and help the integrity of the skin. Collagen is super famous right now. It should have always been. The one that I carry has been around for 50 years, tons of medical research. That helps the skin get tougher. It won't, you can knock it into the counter and you won't see the bruise as easily. And if you do, it will come and go much quicker. My father-in-law has been using the collagen and he really, he takes some, as a doctor, he takes some convincing on products, but he absolutely loves the collagen. And he's also been doing light therapy on his skin. And he's really amazed that it actually works. So I love that. I love when he experiences something. It's like, wow, it actually works. So and don't wait till your skin's older and all of a sudden these things are happening. If you be more preventative as you're younger, the skin will get more resilient so it won't show the signs of aging. It's much harder to reverse than it is to prevent. So the near infrared, definitely called the anti-aging light, but it's also a benefit to the brain. So a lot of people that talk about working with someone with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia will always discuss near infrared. Yes, because it could be done in a helmet style with cooling, so you don't need the heat. But as well, if you're sitting in the sauna, it's incredibly comfortable and effective. So near infrared's the first. Mid has a more of a greater penetration than the near, and that would work in the soft tissue. So where you think of inflammation, pain, circulation, that is absolutely what I always think of. Like, right? So when you feel like you want more circulation, when you have more circulation, your nutrients deliver to the right places more effectively. You have the blood flow for your concentration in your brain. You're moving waste product out of your body more effectively. I mean, circulation is key to a healthy body. So the mid really works that area. And they do, so for instance, if you have a damage, so say you get a fracture, like my daughter, she just fractured her foot. She was playing with her brothers and did some manhunt and jumped off a fence, and that was it, right? This tiny, tiny little fractures. Well, fractures can take up to 2 years to heal. And I know if anyone's out there, wait, no, my child only had a cast for, 8 weeks, or only had to wear the boot for 6 weeks. Yes, that's when you can use it. But if you still x-ray it or MRI it, you'll still see the fracture because it takes time. The first thing the body does before it heals the bone is the tissue around it. And that's where that mid-infrared light heals that tissue, so then it can get to the bone. So it's really critical.
Now, how about when it comes to growth plates? Because young people, they've still got growth plates.
Yeah,
They still grow. And
they sure do. And that's what I mean. There's so many factors: the age, their lifestyle, so many things. And that's where bones, again, I mentioned this on another show. They used to call these fixed objects that, oh boy, once it's done, it's done. And that's not true. The bones are part of the endocrine system. They're always growing. They're always getting stronger. But they need the nutrition. They need the rest. They need the hydration to be stronger. All right. So far infrared. So far infrared is the longest of the wavelength. That is the one that penetrates the deepest. So I always tell, like, most times you go to a gym or a yoga studio, they usually have far infrared saunas. Why do they have far? Because that mimics doing a cardio workout. It works your heart without the stress. It helps you burn calories. It helps raise your metabolism. So most people love far infrared, but the other two are critically important too. So that's why we purchased a sauna, which was much more expensive, buying all three infrareds together. So you can get the cardio experience, you can help the heart, lower your blood pressure, help the anti-aging, help your tissue repair, your cellular turnover, all comfortably sitting in the sauna. And again, free sessions if you answer some of my questions. All right, 15 minutes left, but you know me, I'm always positive and hopeful. I'm not giving up on my listeners.
No, these prizes are way too valuable for anybody to want to pass on.
Right? I know. And you could gift it to a local if you're not local. All right, so what nutrient helps D3 absorb? I'm going to give you another hint for this one, okay? So the nutrient that helps D3 absorb is actually a newly discovered molecule. Now, the family of molecules has been known, and it's a letter of the alphabet that, okay, think of an animal in Australia. All right, that's all right. I'm not going further than that. I feel like when I play games with the kids and they're losing and I'm beating them, I have to give them so many hints so I don't feel guilty about beating them. It's like, your man is open and exposed, I'm going to take it out. So, yeah, we're trying to learn chess in the family. Well, I should say I'm trying to learn chess because now I discovered that all the children know how to play chess and my husband and not me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I am the game girl. I am the one that begs the family to sit and play games, but I didn't know how to play chess.
Well,
So
once you do, you'll learn how devious people can be and still be legal about it.
well, that's the thing is that I'm like, wait, that's what, and that moves that, and all of a sudden I'm like, they're taking my king, and I didn't know how. I'm like, you were on the other side of the board. I like the games that are more logical in my brain. But all right. So Cliff, you realize that if no one calls with these answers, you're going to have to answer. You realize that, right? So,
I don't know.
so you better put your brain power on, okay? So what nutrients, and I'm giving really good hints for these, all right? What nutrients does the brain need to function at its best, okay? So remember, the eyes and the brain pretty much working together, okay, to really help you be the best version of yourself. Okay, I'm going to give you another hint for the brain, okay? So, all right, Cliff, this is a total trick question. It's okay if you get it wrong.
Okay.
So, as far as the brain goes, what percent of the body's weight do you think the brain is? What percentage?
It's a low one, maybe 4 or 5%.
2%. 2%. You weren't far off. You did pretty good, right? Because a lot of people see those movies where the brain looks heavy and they're holding it like, ew,
It's
the
actually
brain.
2 pieces. There's a right side and a left side.
Right.
The 2 of them work together. The
Right.
pineal gland's in the middle.
And we all know from whether it be scary movies or school, right, what the brain pretty much looks like.
Zombie movies.
Can you think of, this is the major hint, can you think of what thing that you might eat, okay, that looks like the brain? I'll give you a hint. Thanksgiving time, there's a lot of this category that people put on the table, and they have to put them with crackers, like yeah, I can't say the first, not crackers that you eat, things that you, if I say the first word, then I'll give it away. Things that would break that food in half so you can consume what's inside it.
Oh, my, that's not fair.
Okay, it looks just like a brain when you open it up. It's yummy, delicious. People put it on salads. Some people grind it up and make it as a spread. Squirrels eat them.
Well, it's some kind of nuts, I'm sure.
Right. A walnut.
So
if you look at a walnut,
yes,
right, it looks
yeah.
like a brain. And they do say, like, a lot of the things in nature that help those particular organs, they look like them.
You have to be more careful, though, with a brain than you do with a walnut. They don't open the
Yes,
same
you
way.
don't want to crack it, right? No
Right.
cracking. So if you know what the main nutrient or composition is of a walnut, then you can answer that question, okay? And do you know, even though the brain takes up only 2% of the body, it takes up about 25% of its calories? Okay.
Okay.
And, well, you know what? This really won't give away the answer. So we can, because I said nutrients. So I'm going to say, so walnuts are mainly made of fat, right? Okay. So the fat so the brain is 60% fat, okay? So in that fat, 25% of it is a particular type of fat. So if someone had that answer, that's an easy one, because if you think of fat, 25% of it is this fat that you get from fish. Okay, major hint. Everyone knows it. It's in every store everywhere throughout the world.
Wow.
So it's a type of fat that the brain loves, and you can get it from like cod, wild fish, okay?
Wow,
so 25%.
A 4-year-old can listen to you and know the answer already.
Right? I really think in another life I was a teacher. I love this stuff. I love it. With my clients, I give them homework. I just love this stuff. Okay. All right, so guys, come on. I'm making it really easy for you.
I think I know. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, so you better call in.
Yeah, because you're on the spot in 10 minutes, right?
Yep,
all right, so I'm going to cover the question 5 that we really technically got the answer for. Betsy was kind enough to give the number 1 answer, which is, what is the first thing you can do each morning to start your day well? Water. Definitely water. If you hate water, just take a few sips. Start somewhere and add a few more sips. A lot of people will have water on the nightstand, and that's fine to hydrate through the night. That's great. But keep in mind that every time you interrupt your sleep and you're thinking about, consuming water, you are interrupting your sleep. So it's much better to really hydrate during the day, especially first thing in the morning. So what else can we do? How about get some sun, right? I've mentioned many, many times that the body works to absorb the sun rays first thing in the morning to not only wake you up, but also to store the melatonin for the day that's used when you go to sleep at night. So the melatonin that is crucial, the number one molecule in the world for your body's health, is so much more than about sleeping. That is achieved through getting early morning light. Now, if you read about it online, there's a lot of advice that says the more skin that's exposed, the best. You want direct sunlight, but start somewhere. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfection. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Just go to a window. If you don't have a patio, you can't get to a yard, go to your window where you have some morning light. Start there. You just want to tell your body that, listen, I know about my body's circadian rhythm. I'm going to wake you up now, and I'm going to store some good melatonin for when I want to go to sleep. So, and even better habit is take a nice walk. Take a walk if you have pets at home. You know, I saw my neighbor walking a cat. Not sure about that. Still thinks it looks ridiculous, but whatever.
They're not like dogs, so they don't try to walk you.
I know. It was the strangest thing. But, you know, we have like all these HOAs, and they're probably giving them a hard time about letting their cat loose. But
Yep.
either way, you know, if you have family members or a friend, it is also, they have shown that the people that have incredible health also have companionship, love, and social time in their life. So grab a neighbor. I'm guarantee you, if you buddy up with someone close by or a friend that can come over and walk with you, you will be more apt to do it and discipline yourself to do it every morning. So going out, hearing the birds, getting some fresh morning light, getting some circulation going, getting a little bit of exercise is absolutely an incredible way to start your day well and to become the best version of yourself. The next one I love is meditation. When I first began to do meditation in the morning, my body was absolutely confused because it was used to having my cortisol high, my adrenaline high, like all my body was completely not balanced in the morning. It was thinking, wake up, running, wake up, you know, multitasking, go, 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 put out some fires. And I thought that's how I had to function in life to get my day done. But I was totally mistaken, and I kept convincing myself, even though the evidence, not only through my own research, but working with people and my mentors, kept saying the opposite. I thought my way has to be the only way that would work in my life. And I was absolutely wrong. When I started doing the meditation in the morning, and I only usually do 10 minutes. So it does not take 1 hour with a special cushion, special incense, special music. I always stress that. 10 minutes wherever you can. I try to go on the patio, so I'm also getting my morning daylight. I love hearing the birds. I love feeling the wind, but that's not always ideal. Sometimes I just plop on the floor next to my bed and I calm my body down, sometimes with or without music, sometimes with or without breath work, whatever I can do to just tell myself that this is the most important time in the morning to calm the body. And definitely, even in my own body, I feel like it's grown healthier and also wiser. I think when you just tell your body that you're the one in control, and you're not just gonna follow it like a little sick puppy, right? You tell it who's boss. Incredible things start happening. So meditation is definitely on my list, what you can do first thing in the morning to start your day well. And I love everyone to go to miraclemorning.com because it really gives great insight and great suggestions on how to start your morning incredibly. All right, so the next so I'm going to put you on the spot for this because I really think you can get this. What nutrient works best with D3? And like I mentioned, they said it pretty much shouldn't be without it. So it is in the alphabet, and the hint was an animal that's popular in Australia, starts with the same letter.
Oh, Like in K, perhaps?
Yes. So vitamin K2. Yay!
I
So
think
Cliff,
a
you
special
get a
K.
free service. You can come in. You get the answer right.
Oh,
Yep.
I do. Oh,
So yes,
wow.
K2 is this incredible molecule, a fat-soluble molecule that makes D3. I always stress to people, yes, they discovered it recently, but it's always been there, okay? And sometimes we don't have to wait for science to either back something up or discover something to kind of use our common sense. The nutrients found in foods, especially like goose liver, kefir, sauerkraut, beef liver, egg yolks, grass-fed butter. All these nutrients, come to find out, are incredibly healthy for our entire body, head to toe. So K2 is found in those foods, but I want to make mention, if you do a Google search and you ask what foods have K2, they will tell you cheese. But the cheese that we have in the United States, unfortunately, are not your best sources of K2, and the negative will outweigh the positive in this category. So if you can get pasture-raised eggs, the egg yolk has a ton of great fat-soluble nutrients in it, grass-fed butter, and liver, beef liver, so the organ meats or the fermented foods is where you want to go for the K. If you find that difficult, then of course there's supplements available. But again, choose wisely. Always check for any added oils that might be added, because like I mentioned on my last show, if an oil is not healthy, which very few are, we call them factory fats, then they're just throwing that into the capsule and making it worse for your health and not better for your health. All right, so we have a couple more minutes, so we're going to go to the next question. What nutrients does the brain need to function at its best? Well, like I mentioned, 60% of the brain is fat. And Cliff pretty much got the answer. He told me what it was off air. So that is omega-3. So very
Fatty
good,
acids.
sir. You know that means you got 2 questions right. Now you get 2 services.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you just pay for the massage, you'd have a whole detox day. Look at that. So, right, but isn't that incredible? So I always tell people, your brain loves fat. It loves moisture. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Give it some high quality protein. And if you look for high quality protein, what do you get at the same time? Those healthy fats. So again, eggs, right? So with the eggs, would be super good for you. The wild fish. But how about some avocados, some pumpkin, some walnuts, cod liver oil, and B12, folic acid, those lower homocysteine. Okay, so B6, folate, and B12, they lower homocysteine, lower the chance of Alzheimer's, dementia. Absolutely incredible for the brain. All right, everyone, keep your body healthy, think preventatively, and enjoy your week. And next week, Bert's on with me. So don't know what we're talking about yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a good show you don't want to miss. Bye, everybody.
And this is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the home of Joanne's World of Nutrition on WPSL Port St. Lucie.